This is the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Friday, the 15th of November. I'm Michael Groff. Temperatures headed to below average levels for this weekend and early next week, and then a little bit of a warming trend will take shape after that. All the while, dry conditions are expected, at least here in south central Arizona. Rain and snow chances confined to the higher terrain of eastern and southeast Arizona, and then most of next week should be dry statewide. We also have some action in the tropics to talk about and so much more, and we'll get to all of that and everything else in just a moment. But before we do, it is Friday, and that means it's Photo Friday here. That's where we take a look at some of the photos and or videos that you guys have submitted. We're pretty light on content for this week, but we'll start out with, of course, David Parnell out last Saturday at Millennium High School, and it's volleyball playoffs and gorgeous weather for being outdoors, doing sports, whatever it is you're doing outside. Yeah, a little bit crisp this evening and over the weekend. It's going to be cool out there. Maybe bring a jacket, especially if you're out in the evening watching the high school football, the volleyball, the whatever it is. But still great weather for all that. So thank you, David. And then that's a picture of me. And this is from the one and only Michelle. Both of us were out at the Foundation Fighting Blindness Night for Sight event. That was at the farm at South Mountain last Sunday. And again, it was a gorgeous evening. Got a little bit cool out there. Surprisingly cool once you get down there towards South Mountain, a little bit away from the heart of the urban core. But it was a great event. I want to thank all the folks there, Colin and Sarah, for inviting us, and Phi, and everybody else that puts that together. It is really a great event. And for a great cause. We're, of course, part of the Foundation Fighting Blindness and all the things that they do. And so really did appreciate that. So, again, what a fantastic night. Thanks to everyone for making that happen. And then Michelle has a picture of, well, that's our cat. That's Freya. There she is, doing what Freya does best. Yes. So, yeah, it's not really a weather-related pic, but you know, it's Freya Cat. You can't go wrong with that. Now, this is a weather-related pic. This is from Joe in Santan. This is from Monday. Sunrise, and what a gorgeous sunrise. I know we don't have any active storms. We don't have tornadoes or hail or lightning or anything going on in that regard, but Arizona will always provide something scenic to take photos of, and that's why you guys are just an invaluable part of what we do here. And that's why we have Photo Friday each and every week. And I really do appreciate all of your submissions. And if you want to get your photos or videos on here, groffshow@gmail.com is the email address. That is groffshow@gmail.com for Photo Friday. All right, let's get into it here. The almanac from yesterday, 84 degrees, the afternoon high, 53 was the morning low, 77 and 54 the averages for this time of year. And as we take a peek outside right now at 9:15 a.m., how about sunny sky and 57 degrees at Sky Harbor, dew points 21, humidity 24%, wind light barometer rising. Satellite picture out here across the west shows a trough that is developing out here. But unfortunately for us, despite how impressive it may look synoptically and the height falls that we're seeing here with this feature and lots of cold air with it, most of the dynamics and the moisture is going to stay either to the north or east of us with this feature. It is going to usher in cooler temperatures, though. That's the good news for us. Right now, though, mainly clear sky across Arizona. The watch warning map is relatively quiet. Some winter weather advisories and wind to the west of us across the Sierra and the Great Basin. Also northern Arizona with a wind advisory. We could see some pretty gusty winds, maybe even out across parts of Southern California with this system as it comes on through. But other than that, nothing really high impact. The convective outlook for today, no organized severe weather. In fact, not even so much as a rumble of thunder to be heard across the lower 48. Now, as we go to the tropics, we have one storm on the board. That is Tropical Storm Sarah. And that is out there in the Southwest Caribbean, hugging the Central American coast, right there on the coast of Honduras. And this is bringing some just tremendous amounts of rain. Life-threatening flooding is likely ongoing here across parts of Honduras, Guatemala, and that's going to move up into portions of Belize and the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico over the next several days. This system is not going to be in any hurry, and so it's just going to just rain and rain and rain with that, unfortunately. And if we look at the latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center, yeah, this thing is moving very slowly, and so that's why we're obviously very concerned about flooding conditions here across much of Central America and up into portions of the Yucatan Peninsula. Now, the other thing to note here is that the Hurricane Center just kind of fizzles this thing out, weakens it as it moves across the Yucatan Peninsula. Now, it may emerge back out over the Gulf into some broad low-pressure area, and then that'll get scooped up by this trough that's going to be coming through the southwest over the next few days and maybe sent up toward Florida as a remnant low. There's a small chance it may develop back toward a tropical depression, but it's very unlikely this will be a meaningful storm system. More or less, it'll just be a big bag of rain that'll come into Florida sometime next week, if it's even that. And we see that as we look at the modeling here. This is the tropical model set, and you can see a lot of these models just fizzle it out. Some of them do bring it up into the eastern Gulf and toward Florida, but it'll be a much diminished system by then. And more or less, it's the same story with the Euro and the GFS. They pretty much do the same thing with this. Many of the members fizzle it out. The ones that have it survive, many of them bring it up into Florida as just a very weak area of low pressure. So all of the hypesters, all of the crazies that were on social media telling you this is going to be bad, this is bad news for Florida. I was going to show you some of the screen caps, but it's not even worth it to highlight these guys that are just, clickbaiting and just trying to get all the attention out there on social media. And, on this video, we could do the same thing. We could do all the hype, but we just choose not to, because why do that? Everybody else does it. I'm never going to have 500,000 subscribers and millions of views, but, we like to, I guess we'll struggle and just keep our integrity. How about that? All right. Looking at closer to home at what little integrity I do have. Looking at the precipitation outlook, this is valid through Friday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, probably nothing. Statewide, we could see a little bit of light rain and maybe some high elevation snow for eastern and southeast Arizona, but most of the moisture will be further east of us across New Mexico and Texas. But yeah, light shower. Right now, the chance of rain in Phoenix mathematically isn't zero. It's about 3 to 4%. So we're not going to put any of that mention into the forecast. Again, maybe across far eastern Maricopa County, a sprinkle or something like that. But yeah, you can see most of the rain will be far to the east of us. So what might the future hold? Well, let's take a look at the models, see what's going on here. Here we go. The GFS. It's the 06Z run. It's valid at 2 o'clock this afternoon. It's the same old pattern for now. Ridging in the east, troughing out here in the west. That's coming in our way. And those well below average heights coming on down this direction as well. And when you see a system like that, sometimes you really think, yeah, that's going to be a good rain producer for us, but it's just not going to be advecting much moisture, given the positive tilt to this system and the fact that we just don't have much subtropical moisture sitting to the south of us for this thing to pull on in. And so that's why it's going to be a relatively dry system for us. And what it means down at the surface for the rest of the day today, mostly sunny sky, breezy at times, especially for northern Arizona. We'll see some gusty winds there and further to the north and west of us. And yeah, there could be some rain across portions of California, some high elevation snow as well, and that'll extend up into parts of the Great Basin. But hey, dry here. High temperatures will be cooler today. I'd say upper 60s and low 70s. Still just a gorgeous day. Tonight, mostly clear sky, lows in the 40s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a few clouds at times, and it'll be noticeably cooler. Highs tomorrow, probably just low to mid 60s. Yeah, we're going to start the day off again in the 40s, and we'll warm up into the 60s, but it's going to be a cool day. One of the coolest days we've had in quite some time around here. So if you're out and about, just keep that in mind. And then tomorrow night, with the dry air, I suspect we'll have lows dropping into the upper 30s in the cool pockets, mid 40s in the urban core. Sunday, another cool day. Highs, mid 60s. Warming up a little bit on Monday. Some of our guidance had been showing kind of a follow-up shortwave coming on the back side of this and reinforcing the cool air, but most of the guidance is leaning away from that or showing kind of a shallower system. So temperatures will slowly recover for the early part of next week, but I would still say highs will probably be in the upper 60s to about 70 for Monday, around 70 again on Tuesday. Each day, the sky is mostly clear, and we'll continue with dry air. Wednesday, highs getting back up into at least the lower, maybe middle 70s, maybe mid and upper 70s by the time we get to next Thursday, as high pressure is going to start to build back in here. Let's go to a week from today. This is Friday, the 22nd. Now we've got a full-on pattern flip that's occurred. Troughing for the east, pretty good snow for the northeast. If this sets up as advertised, we would be dry and mild with temperatures probably 75 to 80. And then as we go out 10 days, this is Sunday the 24th, troughing nosing in toward the Pacific Northwest, but high pressure holds on here with a west-southwesterly flow aloft. So we are continued dry and mild with temperatures somewhat above average. Looking at rainfall for Phoenix, this goes out through the 29th of the month off the GFS ensemble. And there's not much to look at there. Ensemble mean is way under 1/10 of an inch. European ensemble, more or less the same thing. Yeah, there's a few members that try to bring rain in this weekend, but basically, we're going to stay dry for the next couple of weeks. There's a hint way out there toward about Thanksgiving time or just beyond that. We may start to see the pattern changing toward favoring slightly more unsettled weather here in the Southwest, but we'll believe that when we see it. And then temperatures off the national blend of models, hey, below average for this weekend and early next week, but then we warm up once again with highs perhaps getting back close to 80 later next week. And, right now we're still 2 weeks out from Thanksgiving, or just under 2 weeks. But at this point, it looks like temperatures will be around or maybe just a little bit above average for Thanksgiving Day. Of course, that obviously can change, but that's how it looks right now. All right, that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here on Monday morning, but of course, updates before that if necessary. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, and of course you do, that's why you sit here and watch these things every day, well then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. If you really enjoy what we do here, like you just can't get enough of this stuff, well then, may I suggest clicking that thanks icon below the video and making a monetary contribution to us, or you can donate directly via PayPal. groffshow@gmail.com is our PayPal address. It's groffshow@gmail.com for PayPal. It'd really help to support the channel. That would be incredibly appreciated. All right, the executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my one and only, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of SweetChildAZ.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona, talking about my Michelle. Check her out. Check out everything Michelle related, linked up down in the description. And of course, check out something Michelle and Mike related. It's our streaming station, available 24/7, 365. It's called KMGX. We play a ton of music, have a lot of fun with that. I highly suggest you give it a listen. You know, what I was going to do was I was going to give you a little preview and just put it on right now and see what we're playing over there. But then I realized if I do that and then we play music, there's that potential we get demonetized. And, I really need the $2.17 that each of these videos generally makes. So, yeah, hey, desperate times. That's how it is. All right, that's why we can't have nice things around here. Demonetization. Damn you, YouTube. All right, thank you guys so much for watching all of your... Oh, yeah, by the way, KMGX.com if you want to listen directly. Of course, our station is linked up down in the description as well. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support, so greatly appreciated. Please be safe, stay cool, stay hydrated. Why am I saying that? I don't know. It's going to be in the 60s this weekend. Stay warm. Michelle right now is downstairs. I think she has the space heater on. It gets kind of cool downstairs here at Studio B. especially this time of year. I think it's like 68 in here right now. So me, I love it. Michelle, she loves that space heater. And the feet do get cold. I'll tell you that. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support. And have yourselves a great Friday and a wonderful weekend.